Oh, wow. Whoa. Oh my gosh. What? It flies like pretty well. What was that? So here we have the FlatBAT. This is an airplane that I designed to be very similar to the B.A.T, Backyard Airplane Trainer, which I love this thing. But you know, a lot of people kept saying like, oh, what an interesting flying wing design or something. And I'm like, man, it's not a flying wing. I did not design it as a flying wing. And I still don't think it's a flying wing because it has this, you know, it has a fuselage there. Even though, as you can tell, like it almost could be a flying wing. Like there's not a whole lot of difference. Or is there? And that's kind of what I want to do today, is kind of see how this one I designed, because I've already flown this quite a bit, and it doesn't perform the same as the B.A.T. And I want to look at a couple of reasons why. So basically, the idea is that I took pretty much the wing of the B.A.T, and then I just attached the rudder and the elevator, basically making it just one part of what, like one whole thing. Anyway, so we're gonna fly this and then kind of get a read on what it's doing, and then make some changes and then fly it again. So I thought I'd bring you along as I do some super scientific testing in my super elaborate laboratory here that has actually been designed to simulate a backyard. Is quite sufficient, I find. So let's get this guy flying. But it definitely has a problem, like it doesn't want to get out of a bank very easily. So really what you have to do with this airplane and with the B.A.T is you really have to give it, if you really want it to turn quickly, give it the, you know, the rudder input or elevator input, and then power it up, or, you know, throttle up to get it to really respond to your inputs. All right, so I don't know, this guy's flying okay. This kind of high alpha stuff, actually, I don't know, I feel like it's actually kind of doing pretty well for what it is. Okay, well, to be honest with you, today it's flying, it seems like it's flying better than it has been before, so that's interesting. Oops. Now what I want to do is actually cut, I'm gonna slice it at this line so that we have the same wing chord as the original B.A.T wing, because this one we have these extra little bits here, and I want to see how this affects the maneuvering and all that other stuff. Oh, okay. So the CG is pretty far aft here. So let's see here. I'm trying to get it into a good speed for cruising. So it keeps the propeller up. We can just do nice gentle inputs. I think I'm just over controlling it a little bit. Yeah, it's just really gusty is what it is. That's why it's being like it is. Wow, that was intense. It's going straight for the poison ivy there. So now it's just chilling in the wind. One thing I've definitely noticed is that with this version of the B.A.T, I don't know if it's just because it's overall lighter, or probably most likely because of the battery is not as far down, which takes away from its self-stabilizing, self-leveling nature. But it seems like it really has a tough time in the wind. If the battery is up here, you know, higher up, I mean, we don't have much in the way of stability. So if we get blown over here, there's not much to really want to bring it back to level. But if the battery is hanging down here farther, and we're at an angle like this, we have more of an arm, more of a moment arm pendulum effect going on, where it will bring the airplane back to level. Also, not to mention the fact that we do have this or well, we don't have a fuselage, which is also going to be kind of have a streamlining effect. So let's try and do some high alpha stuff. Wow, that was intense. All right, so it does it. Yeah, if I had to pick one thing that's the biggest difference, it is definitely the self-leveling, kind of stable feeling that you get when the battery is down lower. I think that makes a huge difference. Okay, so let's cut some holes here for the elevator. So the idea, see here, is that when we look at this, when we look at the airflow from the propeller and from the forward air, or incoming air, see now you can see, or can you see, I think you can see the elevator through those holes. So there should be more airflow hitting the elevator. Man, the wind is just all over the place right now. Don't hit the branch. Okay, now let's bring it in and try some high alpha stuff. So that's full up elevator right now. I don't know, I'm not really sure if it's any better or not. Let's try a loop. No, not really, no. I mean, the BAT could do like crazy loops. It could also be, that the motor is just a little bit too far out, or a little bit farther out than how the BAT was. That is definitely a possibility. So what we'll do here is actually, ooh, shoot, that part's hot. Don't touch that part. Gets pretty hot. So what we'll do is actually push this back. So let's try it now. Moved it back about an inch or so. Yeah, let me bring it closer so you can see it. So we're gonna go through here. We're gonna do a loop. Yeah, see how much tighter? Still behaves a little differently, but those loops are so much tighter. So let's try some high alpha stuff. So that's full up elevator. Oh, a little too much there. So yeah, I am getting some turbulence, but it's definitely, the propeller is definitely having a bigger effect on it. Yeah, all right, we just made it. Just made it there. Wow, very, very interesting. Boom, caught it like a ninja. And by the way, be careful when you're doing that. I disarmed it before I caught it, so you always want to stay clear of the propeller. So what did we learn today? Well, we learned that flying airplanes is a lot of fun. Some of the biggest things in terms of stability comes from having a low center of gravity, so like a high wing airplane, versus the CG here is much closer to in line with the wing, which means you're not going to have as much stability, and of course because it's lightweight, it's not going to handle as well in the wind. We also learned that having adjusting our motor forward and backward, or fore and aft, makes a big difference on your ability to maneuver in tight spaces. Really what it does is it makes a difference in how much your airplane will pitch up when you give it full power. So if you have it closer, it's going to cause your wing to pitch up a higher number of degrees when it's closer, as opposed to being out here. Because if it were to pitch up, say if I had the motor out here and the motor moved upward, like an inch, the number of degrees would be smaller to go from there, if I'm pointing it, to up there. That's a pretty small difference. But if it moved up an inch here, well, you can see that's a much bigger change. I hope that made sense. We also learned that I guess this is kind of like how the bat would be if it were a flying wing, which it's not. But this would be the flying wing format for that. Before we end here, let's just go ahead. Let's just do something fun, and let's make a few cuts here. A little swoop there-ish. Check that out. I don't know, but let's see what it does. Kind of just looks like I flew it a little too close over the ocean, and I got some chunks taken out of it. So notice that it does not do high alpha very well at all, because I took away so much of the surface area of the wing. Whoa. Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Nope. That kind of ruined it. It looks like a big penguin or something. Okay, well, now we know.